So, in earlier you mentioned about customer journey mapping, where you listed 4 points. You said you mentioned pain points, moment of truth, commercial opportunities, and wow opportunities. So we talked about how this works on a higher level. Yeah. So I'm just wondering if we take it down. For example, talking about a restaurant owner or a bakery owner, how can this apply to them? This four metrics.
The process that we go through when we
Mhm.
do journey mapping can be used for any size of business whatsoever.
Mhm.
So typically, when we do customer journey mapping, we get frontline teams in a room,
Mhm.
so people who work in the business. And what you do is you present them with a persona and say, look, this is one of your, say for example, you're a small bakery
Mhm.
and you've identified that there are four different types of customer who come into your bakery. Okay, some might be people who come in early in the morning to buy stuff
Mhm.
for breakfast. They come in regularly every single day.
Mhm.
And then you've got the people who come in for lunch and who might come in the middle of the day for
Mhm.
in just in order to buy their lunch, and they do it, Monday to Friday. They don't do it Saturday, Sunday, for example. Then you might have a third group of customers who come in less frequently, but they buy in bulk, and they might be buying for an organization, or they might be
Mhm.
buying for. So you've got different types of customers with different needs,
Right.
different people coming into your business for slightly different reasons, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
What you then do is you take, say, we've just identified three segments there. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
What you do is then for each of those segments, you get into a room with people who work on the front line of the business. You present one of these groups of customers to that room full of people and you say, okay, do you recognize this type of customer? So
Mhm.
you give them a description of what that customer looks like, and they go, yeah, we know that type of customer. We see them
Mhm.
in our shop every lunchtime between Monday and Friday. Okay. And then what you do is you say, well, okay, let's walk that customer through the customer journey. So one of the very first things that we do is we build what we call a customer journey framework, which is a generic framework identifying the stages and steps of the journey. Okay, it doesn't tell you what happens for that particular customer. All it is a framework so that
Mhm.
you understand the generic steps and stages that a customer might go through. So it's a chronological framework.
Mhm.
Then you take that particular persona, and with the people in the room, you ask them to identify what the issues and opportunities that that customer might go through. So, for example, a pain point is where something goes wrong. So, for this particular type of customer, where does it sometimes go wrong? Where does the process sometimes fall down?
Mhm.
Okay, so it might be that there's not an accurate queuing system. So
Right.
people walk into the shop and they don't know they should be served first or second or third.
Mhm.
That might be a pain point. A moment of truth might be if they walk into the shop and there are lots of people in there and they don't know how long it's going to be until they're served.
Right.
And they've only got 10 minutes for lunch break.
Mhm.
And therefore, they might come in and go, "Oh, well, you know what? It looks too busy in here. I'm going to turn around and walk out again."
Mhm.
And that might be just because you haven't organized the other customers in your bakery well enough. You might need to create a quicker queuing system or something like that. So you walk people through the process, or you walk through people through the customer's journey, so to speak,
Mhm.
and you identify where are the pain points. Moments of truth are critical pain points, or we also call them expectation high points. So if you expect to be served super quickly in a bakery and you walk in and it looks like chaos and it's going to take you
Mhm.
20 minutes to get served, you turn around and walk out again.
Mhm.
So that's what pain points and moments of truth are. Commercial opportunities might be, well, somebody might just come in and want a bottle of water. So why don't we put the drinks at the side of the bakery
Mm-hmm.
in a separate place,
Right.
and have some kind of system whereby we have a separate payment desk for people who just want to come in, get a drink, and walk out again, because they
Mm.
don't want to queue with the people who are paying for food. That's a commercial opportunity, because you might lose those customers otherwise. So you separate your food and drinks for the people who want to come in, buy a drink, and get out quickly. So that's a commercial opportunity. A wow opportunity is where you do something that exceeds the customer's expectations. Okay, and you don't want to do that all the time, because it can be
Mm-hmm.
dangerous.
Right.
But there may be instances where you want to do it here and there, where you believe that by exceeding the customer's expectations, they're
Mm.
going to come back again and again. So it might be in a bakery that you ask people, you ask your staff to ask what the customer's name is, for example, and then if a person comes in on a daily basis, you remember that customer's name. So when they come back in again, you go, "Oh, hi John, how are you doing?"
Mm.
And that might be enough to wow the customer enough to go, "Hey, that's the bakery where I go, where they remember my name. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
go back there again and again." So the principle of journey mapping and the principle of the identification of moments of truth and pain points and commercial opportunities and wow opportunities applies to any type of business of any size. So it doesn't just have to be something that applies to big business. It can apply to small businesses too.